Yahoo could pay you $358 for its massive data breach settlement. That was recent news, but you have to be careful of the wording. Yahoo could. They could pay you. Not necessarily have to pay you, and here's the rub on this. So far, there's a preliminary settlement where California courts are saying that Yahoo would have to pay and divvy up $117.5 million. So they're not guaranteeing that they're going to give every single person, because let's face it, there were 3 billion people that were struck by that data breach. If you do the math, if you divide 3 billion into 117.5 million, you don't get even close to $358. You get a whole lot less. So the concept is the first people that file claims could get up to $358, but once that 117.5 million is gone, no one else gets paid out. So if you really look at this, this isn't a good deal at all. The logic behind it is if you were impacted by the breach and you get your claims in before anybody else, you could get coverage of 2 years of credit monitoring, or if you've paid for credit monitoring yourself, then they're only going to give you up to $100. So if I was proactive and took action to already pay for credit monitoring, I'm only going to get $100. But here's the real kicker that just makes me laugh. They'll give you right now today $358 for credit protection, but guess what? The data breaches happened in 2013, 14, and 15. So for the last 5 or 6 years, as it took that long for the courts to figure this out, these people are unprotected and exposed, and now 5 or 6 years later, they're going to say, oh, by the way, we'll cover for 2 years. That's about the craziest thing I ever heard. Why aren't they going in and covering for the last 5 years? Why aren't they going in and covering us for the next 30 years? Because guess what? Once your personal data is exposed, you can never, ever get that privacy back. So to me, I am just so upset and frustrated. And the reason why I'm on a mission to make cyberspace safe, because guess what? Big tech and the government really don't care about you. Saying that you could potentially get $358, recognizing there were 3 billion people impacted, and Yahoo only has to pay out $117.5 million. $117.5 million to a company like Yahoo is like $10 to you. If you do the correlation in math, this really isn't anything impactful. So what they're really saying is, Yahoo, we're going to give you a little slap on your hand and say, bad, 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 and we're going to put you in timeout for 5 minutes, but there's not really any serious repercussions to have other big tech companies really protect their data. Let me ask you a question. What if the courts went in and fined Yahoo $30 billion and they had to pay every single person $10,000 so they could be protected and have credit monitoring for the rest of their life? If that was in effect, don't you think other big techs would now take your privacy seriously? Don't you think other big techs will step up and say, whoa, 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 we don't want to be like Yahoo, we better fix the problem? But when you're doing things like $117.5 million and up to $358, it's essentially sending a message to all of big tech that the United States doesn't care, and it is acceptable practice not to protect consumer data.